Welcome students to Alchemy online class. Hope you all have gone through the Extra Marks app for yesterday's topic and now it's time for yesterday's questions answer. The question was, why can paddy not be grown in winter season? The answer is, paddy requires a lot of water. Therefore it is grown in rainy season only. It cannot be grown in winter season. We will recall whatever we have learned yesterday in brief. Yesterday we learned about what is agriculture and what is a crop. Here agriculture means growing of plants and rearing of animals both. But when we talk about crop means growing of same kind of plants at one place on a large scale. Then we learned that based on growing season, the crops in India can be classified as Kharif crops and Rabi crops. Kharif crops are grown in rainy season while Rabi crops are grown in winter season. Example of Kharif crops paddy and example of Rabi crop is wheat. Then we learned what are agricultural practices and then we learned the sequence of agricultural practices. That is, it starts from preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting and storage. Now we will study the agricultural practices in detail. Today we will start with the first step, that is preparation of soil. This preparation of soil is very important task and it is the very much needed task before growing any crop. This is the first step in which the soil is turned and loosened. This turning and loosening of soil allows the roots to penetrate deep in the soil. So roots are able to breathe properly and this will support the plant growth. Secondly, the loosened soil helps the growth of microbes and earthworms present in the soil. As you all know that these microbes and earthworms are farmers' friends. They are further loosening the soil by turning it and they are also adding humus to the soil. You have learned that soil contains minerals, water, air and living organisms. Besides this, soil also contains some dead and decaying things which are converted into nutrients by the living organisms present in the soil. This way, this decomposition of these dead and decaying things releasing the nutrients into the soil and these nutrients are further used by the plants for the growth. As you all know that the topsoil is full of nutrients, it is fertile. Since the few centimeters of this topsoil are nutrient rich, there is a need to lose the soil to turn it to bring it to the upper side. This, when we are doing the turning and loosening of the soil, the nutrient rich soil comes to the upper layer and this will support the plant growth. So this way the turning and loosening of soils helps in the cultivation of crop. The process of loosening and turning soil is called tiling or plowing. This is done by using the plows. Plows are made up of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry before plowing, then the farmers are adding water to the soil. So the plowing can be done easily. Then if the plowed soil is having some big pieces of soil which are called crumbs, these crumbs to be broken by using the plank. If these crumbs are there, then the plant growth won't be proper. The field is leveled for sowing as well as irrigation purposes. This is done by using a leveler. Sometimes the manure is added to the soil before plowing. It is done so that the manure can mix with the soil properly. The water is added to the soil before sowing. Before sowing the seeds, it is necessary to break the soil into the size of the grains so as to get the better yield. This is done by using the various implements. These implements are plow, hoe and cultivator. Now we'll learn about these tools in detail. First we will discuss about a plow. A plow is being used since ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds, scraping the soil, etc. This plow is made up of wood and it is drawn by a pair of bulls. Sometimes other animals like camels, horses can also be used to pull it. It contains a strong triangular iron strip called plowshare. The main part of this plow is a long log of wood which is called as plow shaft. The shaft is having handle at one end and the other end is attached with a beam which is placed on the bull's necks. Now a man and a pair of bulls can easily operate this plow. Nowadays the wooden plow is replaced by the iron plows. The second implement is a hoe. A hoe is a simple tool which is used for removing the weeds and loosening the soil. It is made up of a long rod of wood or iron. A strong, bent and broad iron plate is attached to its one of the end and it is working like a blade. It is pulled by animals. The third implement is a cultivator. It's a modern tool. Nowadays, plowing is done by using a tractor-driven cultivator. You can see in the image. The use of this cultivator saves labor and time. Now we will study the second important step of the agricultural practices, that is sowing. Sowing is the process of placing the seeds in the soil. It can be done either manually or by using the implement called seed drill. We will learn about how sowing is done afterwards. But before that, some important things are there, like sowing should be done in a proper way. When we are sowing the seeds in the soil, the seeds to be soiled at an appropriate distance. If the distance is not maintained, then there will be overcrowding of the plants and then the plants will not grow properly. If seeds are sown at a proper distance, then the seeds will get proper nutrients, sunlight and water from the soil and they will grow properly. Now we will study about the selection of seeds. Before sowing, good quality seeds are selected. In India, a government body called National Seeds Corporation (NSC) is involved in production of good quality agricultural seeds. It also helped in setting up seed testing laboratories in the different parts of the country. We will stop here today. We will learn about sowing in detail tomorrow. Now it's time for recapitulation. Today we have learned the first step of agricultural practices, that is preparation of soil. We have learned that why soil is prepared before growing any crop. How it is prepared, that also we have learned. The process of loosening and turning of soil is called tiling or plowing. It is done by using a plow, a hoe or a cultivator. Then we have learned about the second process, sowing. Sowing is the placing of seeds in the soil. We will learn more about this sowing tomorrow. Today's homework is refer the extra marks app for today's topic and go through the links given for yesterday's and today's content. Tomorrow we will meet once again with the same chapter. Till then, keep learning. Thank you.